Good evening everyone and welcome. 2 more rounds to go of this WWRL Championship. 2 championships to be decided, the drivers and the constructors. 4 for the drivers and 2 teams battling out for the constructors. I am James Cosley, your commentator for tonight's race, with 2 more rounds to go of this season, and it is shaping up to be a climatic end to the season. And what a place to come to. The Jose Carlos Pache circuit here in Sao Paulo in Interlagos, Brazil. A 15 turn circuit, 2.6 miles, and there is the championship standings. Edge, Jasper, Ruben and Bass all separated by 9 points. And let's get into the qualifying session to determine the starting grid for today's race. Here we go then, it is full wet conditions for the start of this Brazilian Grand Prix, which is gonna spice up the race even more, as we're now gonna head to the 5 red lights as Jova slots in to his grid spot in 8th position. Here we go then, a light cruiser on the right, puck spot on the left, 5 red lights on ahead of the drivers. And it's lights out, and away we go from a very wet start here in Brazil. Light Cruiser gets away very well indeed. Kalesi challenging. Puxpa going into turn 1. It's 3 wide. Williams, Ferrari, Mercedes all ganging up through turn 1 and turn 2. The center S's. Light Cruiser's got a belting start. Oh, Puxpa and Puma Gamer go side by side through turn 3. And Kalesi's in 4th. There's already a spinner. Oh, I thought Pasquino. Oh, no, this is gone. And this has hit the wall. Coming down towards turn 4. But it's crucial for him. He is not out of the race. Everyone's going wide. Everyone's struggling. But Popo Gamer has made his way up into 2nd. Kalesi now in 3rd. Belinda and Jova going side by side. Through turn 6, oh, he's gone wide. Has to run and drive, and he's coming back onto the track just ahead of the Ferrari of Pucks, who's really having a treacherous time here, tiptoeing his way around much slower than everyone else. He's gone from 2nd down to 6th at the start, but Light Cruiser has had a belting start, 2.2 seconds between himself and Popo Gamer. And there's not even been 1 lap completed. What a start, and especially for his championship hopes, they are looking ever brighter. Especially despite the clouds glooming over this circuit. Anonymous has been in to serve his pit stop, unsurprisingly, after that front wing damage he accumulated. But thankfully for him, because there's such a lack of drivers, 4 points are still on offer. So retiring would take that 4 points he would take down to 0. So it is still worth points, even despite, just carrying on limping around right at the plummet of the field. But yeah, right down at the back, as Light Cruiser continues to lead from Popo Gamer and Kalesi. Baskino up into 4th now. I can now try and start the chase after his team. Here goes Kalesi now on the inside of Popo Gamer at lap 3, turn 1. Can Kalesi get the jump on the Williams? He can indeed. That is Kalesi up into 2nd. And now we can start to chase. After Light Cruiser's championship rival as Blinda has got past Jova in the process. They're swapping places. Left, right and centre here. After a bit of uneventful start, apart from Anonymous picking up damage, it's now all starting to kick up and everything's starting to unravel, and hopefully for Light Cruiser he can just keep ahead of Kalesi. But I think Kalesi will have something to say about Light Cruiser being in the lead and Light Cruiser's strong pace so far. He's managed to dispatch the Williams, and let's see how we can carry on from here. The safety car has been called out, and that has meant that Baskino, Puxper, Belinda and Jova are all into the pits. So they're going to be on much fresher tyres compared to Light Cruiser, Kalesi and Popo Gamer. Look how treacherous of what the rain is getting. This is monsoon conditions. I'm surprised the FIA haven't red flagged this race. Obviously there's no red flag here on the F1 2018 game, but if there was, this would surely get red flag. Look how treacherous. I can barely see the drivers in front, especially when we're back up to racing speed. Safety car is in this lap, which means that Ruben is going to have to defend from his championship rival, Popo Gamer, and his other championship rival. As he's bolted, green flags, we are racing once again, and Colette's got a fantastic jump down towards turn 1, light cruiser defends the inside line. It's like they're in formation, both Mercedes trying to go around the outside. Bass has now gone down the inside of his teammate. Oh, they can't make the move. He's made contact with Coletti, and now Coletti's been put under pressure from Popo Gamer, and he's down the inside, and he takes second place off the Merc's hand. The Merc are not working as a team, as Baskin are kind of disrupted Coletti's run through turn 1, and that's a Ferrari of Pluxper, I should say, making contact with the rear of Baskin. They're going side by side. Oh, he's made contact with the wall, and Ferrari, he just about manages to keep it going. Is that front wing damage for him? Not 20% sure. Can't just see from this camera angle. Maybe we can get a better camera angle shot. He's got a... No, I think he's alright, actually. So he can carry on going. But Lycra's got the absolute jump. I thought he might have been under pressure from Jasper, but he defended excellently. Popo Gaming now capitalised on Coletti, and the Mercedes are now in 3rd and 4th, and they might have been 1st and 3rd if things had gone their way. Oh, that's Blinder and Bass going side by side down towards turn 1. Bass just about defends successfully from the Renault, but the Renault gets a massive slingshot coming out of turn 2, and now through the latter part of the Center S, heading down towards turn 4, the Ciro del Lago, Blinder and Bass and Blinder, it is the Renault ahead. So Bass has lost another place, and Blinder is now up into 4th position. Bass really not having the best of times in these wet conditions, and now Anonymous going to be right on his tail as well for that 5th spot. Both Mercedes look rejuvenated here. One's right in the back of Popo Gamer, and the other is right in the back of Belinda. Coletti and Bass both need to make their moves as soon as possible in their championship. Here comes Coletti in the back of the Williams, which is going to go inside. Goes Coletti. Inside goes Coletti. Can he make the move stick going into turn 1? Yes, he can. Popo Gamer can't fight back enough. And that is 2nd position for Coletti. Great move there into turn 1. Like Max Verstappen on Valtteri Bottas. Clean and definitely fair. Coletti's up into 2nd. 6.8 seconds to gain on Ruben, though. It is a tough ask. But if anyone could do it, it is technically the championship leader. Popo Gamer now comes into the pits to serve his pit stop, as does Anonymous as well, and it is a new front wing for the Williams. Now that's very interesting indeed. He must have accumulated it sometime. He comes out behind Anonymous, and he's not coming out anytime soon, it looks like, unless that's the massive glitch. No, he's not coming out. Is this a glitch for Popo Gamer? He's stuck in the pits. Popo Gamer is stuck in the pit lane. What is happening to the Williams, who's yet to pick up a podium? And he is out. He is out of this race. He couldn't get back out onto the track. And he is out of the Brazilian Grand Prix. What a shame. Oh, that is really gut-wrenching to see. Oh, I do feel a lot for him there. He's in a good position, and then his race gets ruined because of a game glitch. Poor Popo Gamer. Into the pits then comes Light Cruiser and Coletti, both stopping for intermediate tyres, I think. And what's happened to Ruben? Has Ruben got the exact same issue as Popo Gamer? No way! Surely not! Surely he hasn't! No way! This is unbelievable! He's stuck! He is definitely stuck! the issue that plagued Popo Gamers race is gonna be plagued Light Cruiser's race as well. Absolute disaster for Renault. I can't believe it. I physically cannot believe it. And I dread to know what Ruben's thinking right now. He hasn't retired yet. I think he should, to be honest. There's no hope. There's no chance he's getting back out there. It's a glitch that's been plagued so many league racing guys, drivers, so many league races, and Light Cruiser was in a prime position to win this race. And within seconds, it has all gone terribly, horrifically, down the toilet wrong for Ruben. He might want to stay in that 6th spot, actually. He can't, though, because he's not going to get classified. Because he hasn't completed 90% of the race. I can't believe Light Cruiser's luck right now. He was on course to maybe win the championship. 7 points behind Kalesi. No. Baskin actually leads the Grand Prix now. Anonymous in 2nd. Belinda is in 3rd, but all under pressure from Kalesi, who goes around the outside and he gets pushed off the track there by the Renault, who's probably doing everything in his grasp to try and prevent Kalesi from getting past him, because his teammate has been royally messed up by the game and his race absolutely ruined. And Kalesi's right on the tail of Belinda. Surely it's going to go down the inside. They're going wheel to wheel just about. Belinda having the edge for the time being, but Kalesi going to fight back for this spot. Going to go down the inside at turn 1 with those fresher tyres, which are crucially the wet tyres. Interestingly, not the intermediate tyres that Anonymous holds. And that is 3rd place for Kalesi. Look at this then. Anonymous, who was in 8th position with barely the front wing at lap 1, in this position, might just take the lead of the Grand Prix heading into turn 4. That's not what camera angle I want. That is a camera I want. And there we go. Anonymous has taken the lead of the Brazilian Grand Prix. Those intermediate tyres are working absolute wonders here. He has made an absolute strategic masterstroke and a half to take the lead. Baskino has absolutely no response whatsoever. He's in 2nd place, Kalesi in 3rd, Belinda 4th, Yoba 5th, and Light Cruiser 6th, but he's technically out of the race. Oh no! Anonymous is out! What is happening here? Where is he? Oh, he's absolutely wrecked his car. Coming down towards Yun Sao. I can't believe it. Anonymous was going to win this race. Not anymore. He is out. I can't believe how that's happened to him. This race is absolutely mad. It's turned right on its head. Talk about stirring the pot. This has stirred so many pots. And I can tell you, this pot is spicy. And it is heating up because look at this. Baskino is in the lead of the Grand Prix. Kalesi in 2nd. Belinda is down in 3rd. Baskino and Kalesi haven't won a race so far this season. Kalesi has never won a race in WWRL. Baskino has. But for Kalesi, he would love to get on the top of the podium. And with the fresher tyres, there's going to be a duel. Never mind, because Bass is into the pits. And he pits onto intermediate tyres, which means that Kalesi takes over the lead of the Brazilian Grand Prix with 11 laps to go. It is now Belinda in 2nd, and Bass will come out in a long way behind in 3rd place. So it's Mercedes 1 and 3. There comes Bass out of the pit lane now. Belinda comes through turn 4. So, Baskino, I think his aim right now is to get second place and really mount the gap between themselves and Renault. Close that gap in the Constructors battle, because if they can't win the drivers, they're going to have to win the Constructors, and they're going to put a good step, make a good stride to taking that, just like Mercedes did in real life. They actually won the Constructors Championship in real life here in Brazil. Don't think it can be won today, but I think Alessi might be able to win the championship today. If Edge can't race, and obviously Light Crew's going to get no points, it's all going to be down. I think he's got a 9-point gap between himself and Bass, so he needs 25 points, and he's not going to get that right now. So, as it stands, Alessi will be pretty much having 1.5 hands on the WWRL Championship, and he's on course right now to win his first ever race here in WWRL. But obviously, there's still 9 laps to go. Oh, look at that! That's Bass. That's Bass going side by side with the Renault of Belinda heading down towards turn 1. Those intermediate tyres are working to absolute perfection as Alessi comes into the pits, and Baskino takes that place on Belinda, which was a second, and now it's the lead of the Grand Prix. Baskino retakes over the lead of the Brazilian Grand Prix, and Alessi comes out of the pits. I think Belinda will probably have to come into the pits soon enough. Those wet tyres have really fallen off the cliff right now. The intermediate tyres are definitely the best place to be. Best tyres to be on at this stage, and Belinda is not finding himself on those tyres. Baskino and Alessi are, and it's Baskino who's in the lead. Unbelievable scenes. And deja vu for Belinda, because he has literally been swept past by the other Mercedes of Alessi, and he now takes second place. 10 seconds between both Mercedes drivers. Alessi is going to have some insane pace to catch up to Bass. I don't think it's going to happen for him. Bass has played his strategy to absolute perfection. And with 7 laps to go, all he has to do is just bring it home for his first victory of the season. Well, what's happened to Belinda? He's been off the track. He's lost momentum. Oh, he's got a rear left puncture on the back of that Renault, and he's sliding, but thankfully he's about half a lap ahead of Jova, so he'll have pretty much no threat from the Red Bull taking that third position. Oh, look how much he's struggling though in these wet conditions. Those wet tyres really haven't worked for him. He'll have to link back to the pits, as the gap now is 8 seconds with 5 laps to go. It just isn't going to happen for Alessi, unfortunately, and surprisingly, Belinda's gone off track, and he's managed to keep the engine going, but he is literally trundling to get back into the pits. Unbelievable. Here he comes then. Both Mercedes, 3 seconds it was in the end, but Baskidino, he has Lady Luck has been on his side today, and he's going to take all 25 points heading into the final rounds. Baskidino wins the Brazilian Grand Prix. Alessi comes home in seconds, and he is still yet to win a WWRL race this season. It is a Mercedes 1-2. It is going to be Belinda who comes home to round out the podium. A great result for him. He must be absolutely buzzing. And Jova will make it 4th place for the Rebel. If he can keep it out the Armco, he does a good job there. I'm not doing what? Oh no, he actually just hit the barriers. But he will take 4th place, and that is it. Only 4 finishes out of 8. Anonymous, Puxper, Light Cruiser, and Popo Gamer all failed to finish. And there we go. Mercedes take their first victory of the season, actually, and their first 1-2 with it as well. Baskino lifts up the trophy, and the gap in the championship at All Dutch podium, 2 points between Baskino and Alessi. Alessi leading going into the final round in Abu Dhabi. The Renaults have dropped off the tail, and it is now the battle between the both Mercedes. 2 points in it before we head into Abu Dhabi. And there it is then. That is the penultimate round of the WWRL Championship. I hope you enjoyed that race as much as I enjoyed commentating it. And we're back for Abu Dhabi, for the finale